Do you have one deadly thing that is holding you back and keeping you from success in your business? Hi, I'm Paula Ram, and I help direct sellers grow their businesses without leaving home. And this weekend I was doing some gardening, and in Southwest Florida, this is kind of our springtime when we can plant and the annuals won't burn up in the heat of the summer, so it's finally cool enough to plant some annuals. And the worst thing about Florida gardening, as much as I love it, is that the same conditions that plants love, weeds love. So the weeds in Florida are wicked. They are evil. They are ruthless. They can overcome any odds. The weeds are awful. So it's like, I piled like several, Trader Joe's paper bags. I have paper bags piled and piled on top of these weeds, or even before the weeds came, to prevent the weeds. The weeds didn't care. They came right through those, layers of paper bags. I put down black landscaping fabric. Weeds didn't care. They go through that. I put down black plastic garbage bags. The weeds don't care. They don't care. They're just like these evil superpowered things that just grow and you can't get rid of them. And another characteristic of these weeds is that you can pull and pull and pull and they just come right back up. Okay, so it's like you think you've got the whole thing, you think you've pulled the whole weed, but it comes right back up and you're like, what the deal? This keeps coming back up and it keeps popping up in all these places, and you keep pulling it and you keep pulling it and it keeps coming up. So I was really going to town this weekend. I was really trying to, dig up the dirt and, find, pull up these roots, so I could plant these flowers. And then I finally found the root, literally the root of the problem. Okay, this is a part of it. Okay, look. La 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 la. Yeah, that's part of it because it's broken off there, so there's more, right? This is basically the taproot of my problem with all the weeds in that one garden. This thing. So this was under the ground, and not just slightly underground, it was deep underground. I had to really dig deep to find this, okay? After I dug really deep, there were multiple ones of these deep, and then you can see like it had all these little multiple things where, all along this taproot, the weeds could spring up. So this is why I could not get rid of the weeds in that bed, because this was down there. It was deep, hidden, out of sight. So no matter how much you pulled on the surface up there and you thought you were getting the weed, you were not getting this deep weed down in the bottom. It was crazy. Okay, so it just made me think this is so similar to being in business, being an entrepreneur, right? It's like people can try all these things, all these different tactics, all these different social media methods, all these different selling methods, whatever the latest trainer is telling you to do now, and you're still not getting results. Why are you still not getting results? And I often have people come to me and tell me, Paula, I've tried everything and nothing works, right? And then really nothing works. It's just like when you look below the surface of people who say that nothing works, you find a common theme. And usually it's because there's one of these buried way, way deep below the surface. It has nothing to do with marketing tactics or the company they're in or the product they're selling, or it's these beliefs, these false beliefs they have hidden deep inside that's sabotaging their business. So do you have one? Most of us probably do have one of these. I had to get rid of quite a few of these before, I could get into business, because you just can't be successful. You're just going to be constantly pulling these weeds, and you're like, I'm trying everything. I pulled this weed, I pulled that weed, I pulled that weed. But really, what you see on the surface is only 10 or 20% of what it is. It's 80%. 80% is your mindset. 80% are the beliefs you have. And I know it sounds kind of silly and you might get tired of mindset stuff, but it's really, really, really true, because I've seen this over and over again. The people who come to me. So it's like, you've got to figure out what is your taproot, what is buried that's preventing your success. And, the people who are not experiencing success, I see over and over, their tendency to not take responsibility for the results, not taking the initiative or being resourceful to figure out what it's going to take to be successful, not getting focused, not treating it like a business and scheduling time and being focused and being serious about it and finding out what actually is working now to work their business. These people who are not successful tend to blame others. They'll blame other circumstances or things that they say is beyond their control. Maybe it's I live in a small town, or I don't have many friends, or I don't have a lot of money to invest, or I don't have the right personality, or, so those are different circumstances you can blame, or you can blame other people. My upline didn't help me, or I didn't have any good training, or that was bad training, or that's not going to fit me, it won't work for me. That's another big one I hear a lot, that just won't work for me, or I tried that and it won't work. And you got to ask yourself, guys, what is really at the root of your problem? Why are you thinking these things? Okay, and you've got to find these lies, these things that are not true, and you've got to rip them out. You've got to dig it down, rip it out, and get rid of it. Otherwise, you're just going to be pulling weeds all the time without making any progress. Okay, so you might want to just brainstorm and write down all of these lies. What are all the lies that you're believing or you're telling yourself in your head that's impeding your progress? Okay, so once you see all these lies, you need to figure out what is the truth. What's the true statement about that? Okay, so, what's an example? Like, I don't have, I can't sell anything. I'm not a salesman, right? You could replace that with, I have a great product that can help people, and I want to share that with people so I can help people, or I'm not good at having examples off the top of my head, but you can answer that. You can answer that saying, what are the falsehoods and what is the truth? And then whenever you hear that little voice in your head telling you that falsehood, replace it with your truth statement that you can tell yourself, right? So whenever you find yourself blaming other people, stop that, nip that in the bud and see, okay, what can I do? What can I do to take responsibility in this situation, take initiative to get this to work and overcome this hurdle? Okay, so speak it out loud too. Words have power. Words have power to destroy or to make things happen. So speak these truths out loud, and that just helps change your mindset, and you will start seeing results. But don't keep focusing on the different newest thing for Facebook posts or whatever. Check the root of the problem. Once you have that taken care of, the rest is a lot easier. So I hope this helps you guys and get rid of that deadly thing that is hidden and impeding your success. All right, bye guys.